What's that all about? Flipping it. You couldn't make this up. Right, so someone's been being a little bit corrupt, and he's been sentenced for a long time. In fact, over 10 years, because this person who was in power is basically a spy, even though he's British. He's listening to the enemy. Right, you think, it's all right if it was on telly. Bit of entertainment for you. Nothing to worry about. Bit of drama. But these people, or this person in particular, is corrupt. And why is that a problem? Because you're paying his wages. Today we are talking about a major political betrayal. Oh God, who'd have thought? The ex-leader of Reform UK in Wales has been sentenced to over a decade in jail. Why? Because he has allegedly sold his voice and his influence to push pro-Russia narratives. And you think, what does that mean? Well, we're going to get into that. So brace yourselves, because this isn't just corruption, it's foreign interference. And you think, well, why does that matter? Well, to be honest, mate, you're going to find out exactly everything you need to know. So stay tuned, because this is pretty much live and we're going to delve into it right now.
Analyzing the news.
Okay, let's have a look. Here we go. Let's get the picture of the man in the corner who we're referring to. This is the fella, so you've got a picture, a point of reference. So his name is Nathan Gill, or Jill. We'll call him Gill, okay? Nathan Gill is a 52-year-old man from Anglesey in North Wales. He was an MEP, which means Member of the European Parliament. Now, first, he worked for UKIP, then the Brexit Party. Later, he briefly became leader of Reform UK in Wales during their 2021 campaign. Now you think, oh, he's an upstanding citizen. He's got pride in the country, and he wants to get involved in, do the right thing, and he's willing to sacrifice his time and efforts to do that, even though he's not doing it without being compensated. Obviously, he's getting paid for it, but that's not enough for him. No, he's been bribed. That means the Russian. We're going to get into this. The Russian government has basically said to him, right, hey, you do what we tell you to and we'll pay you handsomely. And he went, okay. And that's what he did. So he's in a position of great power and influence, and he's been influenced. Tempted. Not great, that, is it? That's why in life you have to question everything. What do you do? Question everything. It's very important that you do that. That's one thing I do. So let's look into this a little bit more detail. Let me get a current picture of him so you can see him. Okay, so again, Nathan Gill is a 52-year-old man from Anglesey, North Wales. And we said he was an MP, a member of the European Parliament for UKIP, from Brexit Party, later briefly for leader for Reform UK. So he's big political figure, and he was a campaignist. He wanted things to change. Yeah, but he didn't change, did he? He's a liar. So he's not just a fringe figure. He's quite well known in the right-wing Eurosceptic circles. So just be aware of that. This isn't some guy who works down the market. This is a guy who's talking to all the big guys, the big bosses, the people who make all the decisions, that gets all authorized by the public vote, which is you. So my comment on this, think about this shift from UKIP to Brexit Party to Reform. He's jumping the bandwagon a little bit here. He's not staying in the same lane, is he? What does this tell us about the political path? Does that say, right, they don't really care, do they? They just go where the money goes. Oh, God, it's so annoying. It really is. What do you think? Was Gill always just ambitious? Or was that something that was a persona? Is there something deeper going on in his mind? Well, by the evidence of it, yeah, it bloody was, okay? But I'm asking you, okay? He's saying he's one thing, but he's another. They call it a wolf in sheep's clothing, don't they? Is that what they call it? And they're everywhere. You can't get rid of them. It's like flies on crap. Who are these people? because they're not genuine. They've got no integrity. They're liars. They've got no moral compass, and they're egotistical and all they think about is themselves. It's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely bonkers what's going on in this world. But we've got to try and digest it and make sense of it, haven't we? Because if we don't, no one else is going to make sense of it for us. So again, let's look at that. Got away with it, but that's not the bloody point. Okay, people are getting away with it, and there'll be people in office now who are doing the same things, and eventually they'll get caught, but a lot of them don't, right? Why is that? It's a good question, isn't it? But again, what exactly did he do? So the bribery charges, Gill pleaded guilty to 8 counts of bribery, so he admitted it, only because there was too much evidence, right? This bribery was linked to the making of pro-Russia statements in European Parliament, on TV and in media articles. The money came from Oleg Voloshin. I think that's what his name is. He's Ukrainian. He's a Ukrainian politician with pro-Russian ties. That means he's connected to Russia. Now, investigations found WhatsApp messages on Gill's phone, including a promised Xmas gift. Xmas means Christmas, but we're not allowed to say that now, are we? So they're the mates, aren't they? There was postcards and there was 5k shorthand for payments. So 5k basically is £5,000. So they were giving each other, well, £5,000. I said, why'd you give, if you don't give your mate £5,000, do you? In some cases, he apparently read from the script that was given to him by this Voloshin when speaking in the European Parliament. So when he's speaking, the words that are coming out of his mouth is scripted, and the script came from this Russian government. We say government, but it's in that little field, isn't it? Now, that's not just a handshake deal. That looks very organised. A script implies this wasn't off the cuff at all. Does it really? If it's scripted... Oh God, how do you feel about this idea of a politician literally being paid to read pro-Russia lines? Now, how has it come to light? Gill's actions were exposed after he was stopped in Manchester Airport in September back in 2021 under counter-terrorism laws. Police seized his phone, which revealed the WhatsApp message. They matched what he said publicly in Parliament media and what he had written in his messages. So this wasn't just hearsay, this was direct evidence tying his public statements to those private messages. It's mad, isn't it? Where is he? Let's have a look at him. I want to see. You've got to see his face. If you ever see him walking down the street, which you probably won't, because he's been sentenced to over 10 years. Will he serve that? Probably not. They usually do half the time, don't they? But I wouldn't want to be in prison, because there's going to be a lot of people who don't like politicians in prison, and they've got nothing better to do. That's why he's in a lot of trouble, isn't he? So again, yeah, he's been naughty, hasn't he? So the airport stop feels kind of cinematic, doesn't it? Like something out of a spy movie. But it's not. It's very, very real. And this is very serious. How serious? Well, again, you're going to find out. The further we go into it, the further information you'll know. But again, did you ever see anything like this coming? Or was it just totally left field? Let me ask you, did any of you see this coming? Did you ever think, oh, something like this happens? Or was it just totally left field? It's just random. It's just a one-off. Or is it deep-seated and it happens all the time? The more we go into this, and this goes to any organisation, there's corruption. But the government is not a business. It's not supposed to be corrupt, because It's our money that we're giving to them, and they're supposed to be making decisions on the benefit on our behalf. That's why we elect them. But there's obviously corruption. Over and over and over again. It doesn't bloody stop at all. Remember, you've got to question everything. Question everything. So let's look at it. The sentences at the Old Bailey, he was sentenced to 10.5 years in prison. And the judge said he advanced narratives and advantages to Russian interest. So that's what he was charged for, because he's basically working for Russia, isn't he? Now, the prosecutors believe he took at least £40,000 from this Volusian, this Russian guy, and the judge also noticed that his behaviour corroded public trust, which is right. No one trusts them. No one trusts politicians anyway. And when it does come out that, oh yeah, they are corrupt, people are just like, oh, we knew, but we still lay down and let it happen, don't we? I don't know why that is. Is it because we don't think that we've got enough control of the situation? What can little old me do? Well, listen, mate, it's your country. We make the decisions, but we've got to sort of remind ourselves that, but we don't do it. But the judge also noted that his behaviour, again, has corroded public trust, which the judge is very upset about, because the judge is a public person who pays huge amounts of tax as well. So he's been lied to, like everybody else. They've been misled, stole from, corrupted. Now, there's a strong message here. Foreign influence operations can target even elected politicians. And they would do. You've got to think about it. If you go back to... It's crime, isn't it? It really is. And crime gets everywhere. Because money corrupts. It always does. Greed. The only person who should be a politician is someone who's free from desire, who doesn't desire anything, who doesn't want anything, isn't lustful. But you won't get someone like that because they don't want to be in a position of power, because they've got no ego, because they don't want anything. The type of people that gravitate towards being leaders are people who like to control and dictate and control the world. What type of people are them? Well, someone who's got controlling tendencies is usually psychopathic, narcissistic, lack of empathy, all these types of traits, right? But there you go. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. There's lots of questions that I want to know. I don't know. I'm just putting my opinion out there, my thoughts. But again, this is not about me. This is a community, and I want to know what you think. So what do you think? Is this long enough? 10 years, 10.5 years? Or is it too harsh? Or not long enough? Let me know in the comments. Should they lock him up forever? Because he's caused big problems, by the way. This is a big organisation. And he was a key figure in this. That means there would have been staff working over him. There would have been policies that have now changed due to the things that he was saying. What does this mean more broadly? This is what we've got to look at. Because again, it has like a knock-on effect, doesn't it? It's like a domino effect. Do you know what I mean? So more broadly, this is not just about Gil, it's about foreign influence, Russia, or actors linked to it. Actors is a new phrase that people are saying. They're called bad actors. It's basically people trying to be something they're not, and they're really bad at it. But there's a lot of good actors out there. Again, wolf in sheep's clothing. He's been accused of weaponizing politics. It raises big questions about how many more politicians might be compromised, and are we doing enough to guard against this? No, we're not, mate. We're not at all, are we? But you say, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I just want to get on with my life. Which is fair enough. That's why we're not in government. That's why we pay people to do it. But the people who do it aren't protecting us. It's also a blow to to Reform UK's reputation. Because Reform was all about, yeah, we're going to change. But now this bad actors changed the attitude. Now, following Nigel Farage has called Gil a bad apple. He said he's an idiot For democracy, this is a wake-up call. We need transparency checks and robust investigation. So I don't know if reform's positive or negative. I haven't got an opinion, right? It's down to you. I want you to comment, right? But again, reform's trying to say, listen, we're going to do things differently. But he was from reform, and he's a manipulating, lying little get, and now it's damaged the reputation of reform. Does that make sense? By one person's bad actions. Now, please comment on this and let me know what you think about this system. Do you think the UK should introduce stricter rules around foreign payments to politicians? That means they can check it. They know when money's going into your bloody bank account. If I get too much money going to my bank account, my bank will ring and go, something's going on in your bank here, mate. We need to know what it is. There you go. It's on the news there. Can you see it? It's all there on the BBC News. Ex-leader Reform UK in Wales sentenced to 10.5 years for taking pro-Russia bribes. There you go. Can you see it? All there for you. In black and white. There you go, look. It just gets from bad to worse, doesn't it? But there you go. You can see it there. So, reflections and things to take home about this. So the scandal is a stark example of how money plus influence can literally hijack public office. It's not just petty corruption. This was about shaping public narratives around a major war. In other words, Ukraine. For your viewers, stay alert, question what politicians say, and demand accountability. As for Gil, he made a choice and now he's paying the price, quite literally. But is that price enough, really? Or is it not enough? What do you want to see happen next? What investigations should happen? What should we do about it? What can we do? I want to know your thoughts. Drop your thoughts below. What shocked you most about this case? Because I'll be reading all your comments, and I always do because I enjoy them. Because sometimes we need some truth in the world, don't we? We need things to kind of make sense to us. Because at the minute, it's like we're being lied to over and over and over again. And the thing is, they're not even that good at it now because it's coming out. And you think, well, the government are always 10 steps ahead. So that raises the question, is this all deliberate? Is this all deliberate? Yeah. What do you think? Let me know. There's lots of questions that need to be asked. Lots of questions that are raised in this when we seem not to have the answer. But by talking about it like we are now, it obviously gives us something to work on, because now we're having a conversation about it. Remember, question everything. Don't just take things literally. Don't just trust the opinion of someone who's in power. Because they're in power doesn't mean they're powerful. They're not. They're just human. They're flawed. They're imperfect. But they're in a position of power. Remember that. Anyway, I want your comments on it. Let me know what you think, because your opinion matters. So, did you see it coming? What do you think about it? What can we do? What do we do with politicians? Because the way things are going, it ain't working, mate, is it? And there's a lot to think about here. And yeah, the only way we can sort of make sense of it is by having dialogue, mate. So by you comment on this video, talking about it, get it all in the comments. I'll read them and other people will read your comments. It's nice to have conversations, because that's how we sort of make sense of it. Remember, this video isn't just about me waffling on to you. It's about a community and talking, and again, trying to make sense of this senseless world. And it doesn't have to be like this, does it, mate? It really doesn't. It can be fixed very easy, and we kind of know that. But nothing's happening because we're not the people who are in the realm of power. But it doesn't have to be like that. It can change. It's called the law of polarity. If it can be one way, it could be another way. Okay? But by talking about it, sharing your comments, That's what we want to hear. So yeah, thanks guys. Really appreciate it. Okay, it's only been a short video. I know we've been talking about 20 minutes, but until next time, take care of yourself. And I'm sure there'll be more news coming up very, very soon. Look after yourself.